Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video, we are going to be doing my November favorites acrylic edition. So let's jump in and take a look at the products and create a design using them. So for my acrylics, we're going to be using all CJP. I've got Amor, which is a really beautiful, soft, semi-sheer pink. We then have blushed bronze, Elderberry, which I really love this purple for late autumn. I said in my gel polish video that green was a color I really associated with November, so I've got Emerald City. We're going to be using All Natural, which is kind of like a milky clear, and you'll see how we use it further along in the video. For our nail art, I've got this textured gold mix from Charlie's Nail Art, this chameleon mix, which I really love because it's quite chunky, and then I wanted to include some mylar as well, so I kept with the green theme for this. We've also got some leafy sequins, I love these, and then a little, I only use a small amount of these, but some purple flakies. We've got a green plaid foil, these are from Kiki London, and then also some crystals which are from Kiki as well. So the green ones are from Kiki and the larger opal ones are from AliExpress. And then I wanted to make sure I included a matte top coat because I really love matte for November, but we are going to be doing a matte and glossy combination. So let's jump into the video. Starting off on the first nail, I'm going to do a thin base of Amor. Now we're going to be layering up some glitters on this nail, so I want to keep this base nice and thin. I just simply wanted a wash of a pinky base. Now I have already applied my tips and a thin clear base, so that's also why I'm trying to keep this nice and thin. So I come in with my first bead, washed it over the tip of the nail, and then we're coming in with our cuticle bead, using a little bit more product here because we are going to build up our strength and structure in that apex area. So this doesn't need to be as thin as our tip, but because we're doing layered nail art with acrylic, we want to keep it on the fairly thin side. Now another thing that I wanted to mention was it was freezing cold the day I did this set of nails, and the room I'm working in, I hadn't had the heater on in there, and it was cold, like my hands looked blue. Now acrylic sets slower when the temperature is colder, so I did struggle a little bit with like waiting around for the acrylic to set. And on certain nails, the designs we do, you need to wait for one step to be set before you can come in and do the next. So throughout the video we kind of jump backwards and forwards between the nails so that each layer gets time to set. So I just thought I'd point that out. Now I'm coming in on this nail and layering up my glitters, just going in a swoosh across the nail. So we started off with that fine gold mix, then we're coming in with this really chunky mix. I love the copper tones that comes through with this one, and then I'm just popping down a small wash of clear acrylic just to kind of help hold those in place, and then we can add on those little leafy sequins into that wet acrylic as well, just so everything is going to set in place, so that when we come to encapsulate, we're not going to pull anything off or move anything around. Now whilst that is still wet, I'm just taking a moment to nudge everything around so I'm happy with how it looks and how everything is placed. Now those leaves don't pop too much against the chunkier glitters, but I really loved the vibe that this nail gave off. This ended up being my favorite nail in the set. So I'm just coming in here as well, placing down a few of these purple flakies, and then I completely forgot to use them anymore in this design, so you only see a very hint of those. We are going to leave that now to set and move on to the middle finger. Now on this nail, I'm starting off by taking Emerald City and creating an ombre. So I'm placing my bead of acrylic down and blending it back, and then I'm just painting this on really thin because we're kind of using this color as a base for our foil. We are going to still see a little bit of it because I didn't want to cover the entire tip with the foil, but I'm placing it down pretty much just to act as a base for that foil. Whenever I'm working with foils, I do try to team them up with a similar color. So luckily it worked for our November favorites, because part of the challenge behind doing a favorites video every month is to only use those products. I might still use other things like top coats or foil gel, but predominantly color wise only using the colors I've chosen. So we're going to leave that Emerald City to completely set before we apply our foils over the top, because we are going to be encapsulating our foils in acrylic. So I've moved on to the ring finger, where we're going to be kind of doing a bit of a marble ombre look. So I'm starting off by placing down wet beads of Elderberry, blush bronze, Emerald City, and just a little bit of Amor to help swirl through those colors. And then as you can see, I'm just placing them down on the nail and swirling through them. I really love how all three of these colors looked in the ombre, especially because Emerald City and blush bronze have this beautiful shimmer to them. So it just looks gorgeous in a marble. Don't see too much of the Emerald City in the marble because Elderberry and blushed bronze do take over, but I really loved how these colors worked together. Now, because we're going to be doing a kind of ombre look again with this nail, you want to make sure that you're blending everything back. So whenever you're doing any kind of ombre, you want to blend back whichever color you've put down first. I did decide to tap in just a small amount of glitter here and there throughout the marble. I really didn't want to cover up too much of this marble, so I've not gone in with too much glitter. Again, we're going to leave that to set before we come in and do our next color, because we don't want to start smooshing the colors or moving anything around. Now on this nail, I'm going to do a ombre with Elderberry and blushed bronze. We're coming in with Elderberry at the tip of the nail, and because we're working on quite long nails and because the acrylic is setting quite slowly because it's cold, I'm just working with small beads of acrylic. I've really loved getting into doing more acrylic designs, so I'm trying so hard not to let the fact that it's colder and the acrylic sets slower put me off. I really need to remember to put the heating on in this room like an hour or two before I go in there and do videos, because otherwise it's freezing in there. But it's just the room that myself and my partner sometimes work in, so it's if we're not in there, the heating doesn't need to be on, for kind of thing. But anyway, we're going to leave the Elderberry just set and move back to the pointer finger where we're encapsulating, but we're encapsulating with that all natural color. So as you can see, it kind of looks like a clear acrylic with a hint of a bluey purple tinge to it, which gives off this beautiful frosted look, which I love for November. It's already started getting cold. You're seeing that frost appear on the grass, and that is the kind of vibe that I love for November. So we're going to fully encapsulate this nail in the all natural, and you'll see it's just going to give that hidden appearance to the glitter, and I really love this look. So I do also use this color over the ombre on the little finger as well, and I really loved how it turned out. Now originally I bought this color years ago because someone told me it was a great color to encapsulate baby boomers in, because if you have any imperfections in your ombre and you encapsulate with a kind of soft clear rather than a crystal clear, it covers up any of those imperfections. So it does work really well for encapsulating baby boomer ombre, pink and white kind of ombre nails with. So it was a bit of an experiment popping it over the brighter colors that are on the ombre on the little finger, but I really loved the effect that it gave off. So as you can see, I just went in and fully encapsulated this nail. Did struggle a little bit because the acrylic was setting so slowly, but I'm just working with it. Now we are then gonna, this nail's completely finished until we get to filing and buffing, so we're gonna just leave that now and move on to the middle finger. So I'm gonna come in and apply my Kiki London foil gel, and I'm just applying this over the set acrylic, and then we're going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds. Whilst that's curing, I'm going to get my foil ready. So I'm just going to cut out a small piece of this because we're only covering the tip of the nail. We don't need loads, and it's a lot easier to cut out a small piece than work from the roll. Then I'm patting and pressing this on to our cured foil gel, not pushing it down all the way up to that covering the entire Emerald City. I kind of want there to be a little gap so that when we're blending it, it's a little bit easier as well. So I'm just giving this a good rub. Once you have cured your foil gel, it's super tacky, so your foil sticks nicely to it. So I like to just rub all over, especially down those side walls, and then slowly peel off to check that it's made good contact with the foil gel. If it hasn't, then you can lay it back down and do a little bit more rubbing. But this is what we're working with so far, which does look a little bit random at the moment, but this now does come together. And I really loved how this one turned out as well, because this is the nail I put the crystals down onto as well, and I thought it just looked super pretty. So once you've applied that foil gel, you can come in and top coat it if you want to protect the foil, but I don't feel as though it's necessary with these particular foils. So then we're going to come in with our acrylic and start creating our ombre look. So I'm coming in with a small bead of Amor to begin with, just to wash it over the Emerald City and the foil to start creating a soft blend. And then I'm coming in with another small bead down at that cuticle area, tapping it into place around the cuticle, and then I'm going to blend this color down as well. Because the acrylic is setting quite slowly, you are able to spend a little bit more time patting and pressing it into place and perfecting that blend as well, where when your acrylic can't get my words out, as always, when your acrylic is setting quicker, it is a little bit harder to play around with it and perfect things like your cuticle area and your blends for your ombres. But personally, I do just find it easier to work when the acrylic is setting quicker than what it was today. But I'm just working with it, trying to not let it run into what would be the skin and cuticles, because luckily we are only working on a practice hand. I do then want to build that apex area up a little bit more, one for the strength and structure, so then we'll only have to encapsulate the tip of the nail, but two, to get that pink from the Amor to pop a little bit more, because it is a fairly sheer color. It's not fully opaque, so it blends. It's perfect for blends because it's not super opaque, so it blends out nicely. But it does mean you have to build up the color a little bit more if you want the pink to really pop through and hide any imperfections that might be in the nail bed or the free edge of the nail, for example, depending on the design you were doing. But then once I'm happy with this, I am going to leave this before I come in and finish encapsulating with clear. So we move back to the ring finger, and this is where I decided this is the nail I want to add some mylar flakes into, because we hadn't yet used them. And the challenge is to use all the products that I chose. So I wanted to include these, and I didn't want to cover up the marble, so I decided I would just swoosh them down into, like, across the marble down into the cuticle area, so they'll kind of have a semi-hidden effect when we come in and add our Amor to this nail as well. So I'm just placing down a wash of clear acrylic, picking up those mylar flakes and placing them down into that wet acrylic, and then we do need to leave that to set. So I'm going to move on to the little finger and finish off our ombre. So we're coming in with the gorgeous blushed bronze, and I really loved how these two colors ombreed together. The shimmer in the blushed bronze looked beautiful as it blended over the elderberry. So I come in with my first bead of acrylic, placed it down where the elderberry stopped, blended it over, and then I'm going to come in with my cuticle bead, tap it up into place at that cuticle area, nudge it as close as you can towards those side walls, and then just gently fade it down. Now I did feel as though I pulled it down a little bit too much over the elderberry, which this is quite common when you've got shimmery colors. They kind of just blend so effortlessly, but then sometimes you can cover up the tip of the nail a little bit too much. So I just come in with another small bead of elderberry, place it down right at the tip of the nail, and then blend it back, so you're still getting that pop of purple coming through. But these two colors, they complemented each other so beautifully, and I feel as though they're perfect for these late autumn sets of nails before we go into the kind of cooler colors for winter. Of course, not forgetting Christmas. I feel as though this might be my last autumn video because I am so ready for Christmas content. So we're gonna move back to the ring finger, place down our bead of Amor at that cuticle area, tapping it into place, and then just blending it down. Really trying not too hard not to pull that brush all the way down to the tip of the nail. I'm just wanting to blend it over where our marble stops and where those mylar flakes are. So you can see I've not took it all the way down to the tip, and then I'm just going to come in with another bead to build up that apex area a little bit more, because then we can just encapsulate from the fade down to the tip. So I'm doing this again in small beads of acrylic just so it's a little bit more manageable. But then of course, when you are working on longer nails, you want to make sure that you're building up enough strength and structure in that back third of the nail for the apex so that you don't get any breakages. Now all our design work is done, we need to come in and encapsulate. So the pointer finger we fully encapsulated in all naturals, we don't need to do anything there. On this nail I'm encapsulating with clear acrylic, so I popped down a small bead of acrylic, blended it back so it did still go slightly over the Amor so that we're protecting the fade, but predominantly on this nail we're just wanting to build up a bit of encapsulation and strength and structure on that tip of the nail, so it didn't take too much. And similar for this nail as well, because Amor is a core powder, it's got the strength for structure, so we're mainly just wanting to encapsulate from that fade down towards the tip of the nail. Now this set did look a little bit uneven and bulky, but it was nothing that couldn't be saved with my hand file. I fully filed these with just my hand file, I didn't use my e-file or nothing. I do find the CJP acrylics do file nicely. So I'm just finishing off encapsulating this nail, and then when we move on to the little finger, we're gonna encapsulate with all natural, but what we're gonna do is just put a thin encapsulation layer over with all natural, and then because I didn't want to cover it up too much, I do come in with a small bead of clear acrylic at the apex area as well, just because all natural isn't clear, obviously it's transparent but it's not clear, and I wanted to have that frosted effect over the blend, but I didn't want to completely cover up the colors. So I just come in, thin encapsulation layer, and then I was looking at the nail and I was thinking it's just a little bit too thin in that apex area. And although it's only a practice hand, I am still trying to practice getting good structure. So I wanted to make sure that that structure was still there and that the nail didn't look odd compared to the others by being a little bit thinner. So I only come in with a small bead of clear, and it does blend in with the all natural perfectly. It's not like you're going to be able to see a difference, if that makes sense, but it just allowed me to have a bit more structure in the back third of the nail. Annoyingly, you could see there I got a bit of glitter in there, and I was like, you are not ruining this nail for me, so I had to get that out. But this is where we come in with that small bead of clear and just literally small amount in the back third, blending it down, and it just builds up the thickness that little bit more where it's needed. I then off camera, I waited for these to completely set, and then off camera we filed them, buffed them, gave them a good clean. As you can see, they've got a bit of a sharper shape back now. We've refined them, got rid of any bulkiness, so we can go in and add our crystals. Now I haven't done nail art on top of gel polish in ages, and I have not used crystals in a long time either. They're not something I personally tend to reach for, but I do love them for late autumn, Christmas, winter. I feel as though they're not really a spring summer thing to me, crystals, so I'm definitely going to reach for them a bit more now we're going into the colder months. So to apply my crystals, I like to use the Kiki London rubber top coat, and then I'm going in with a large opal in the center and kind of just going for a kind of like a jewelry look where we're just going to swoosh across the nail using the emerald crystals from Kiki London and those larger opal crystals. And then I'm just kind of just putting two down next to that larger circle one, and then I was going to keep repeating this symmetrical pattern, but it didn't really work as we got closer to the edges of the nail, so I just kind of trailed the crystals off just so it didn't look too blocky. I wanted it to flow across the nail, so I'm just coming in with a few more crystals here so it flows down towards that cuticle, sort of down into the sidewall area. And I quite liked how it looked, especially against the plaid foil. I felt as though it kind of gave off the vibe that I was looking for when I was going through and picking out my favorites. Now for December's favorites video, I'm thinking of doing it a little bit differently and kind of just doing a video at the start of the month with both gel polish and acrylic products, and then just throughout the month doing sets that feature those products, because I'm really enjoying picking out favorites and setting myself the challenge of doing a video only using those products. Because what happens when you're doing nails as a content or just for content, you don't have anyone coming to you with requests, and I used to really enjoy that, like when a client come to you with a picture and then you've got to create that set of nails. And although yes, of course you can scroll through Instagram and pick a set and recreate that, it's not the same. So picking out favorites and then kind of just being having that challenge of only using those products has been really fun. So I thought it'd be cool to carry it on through December, but mix it up a little bit. For example, in September, we just did gel polish favorites. I missed October, and then this month we've done acrylic and gel polish. Anyway, that took us to the end of the video. So as you can see, I did a glossy and matte top coat, and this was the finished result. I really hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please do give the video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below letting me know what you would like to see, and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. And I shall see you all again in the next video. Lots of love, take care, bye bye.